My channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this very simple dress. It has a puffy sleeve and two layer at the bottom part. So this here is going to, I'm going to start with my bodice. It's going to be a short dress. So the length I'm going to be making mine is about 37 inches for my shoulder to that's the total length of the dress. After that, you're going to subtract my shoulder to my waist, which is my half length from the total length. So my half length is 17, that's my shoulder to waist is 17. If I subtract it from the total length of the dress, which is 37, I'm going to have 20, which is going to be the bottom of my dress, right? But now for the main bodice, all I have here is my shoulder to waist, which is 17 plus 1 inch extra, which is 18. This 18 inches here is the length I have at this moment, and then the width here is the bust measurement, which is 42 divided by 4 is 10.5 plus extra 1 inch for my seam allowance, which is 11.5. That's the width of the cloth. And then I'm also cutting the back at once, so I have about 1.5 for my zip allowance here. I'm going to just insert my shoulder measurement, which is 16 divided by 2, which is going to be 8. I'm going to mark that here. Guys, this is just a very simple style you can make to wear casually. So this you can use about, for me, you can use about 2.5 yards of Akara fabric to make this. So the next thing you're going to insert is your shoulder measurement, your armhole. For me, I'm using 20 divided by 2, which is 10. I'm going to come in here, mark half an inch here, and then 1 inch from your shoulder slope, and then insert your neckline. I'm using 3 inches of neckline. You can do any type of neckline you want. You can give it a boat neck. I'm going to connect the shoulder slope, give it a curve here for the armhole, and then after that, you're going to also come down here at the waist and insert the waist measurement you're working with. So the waist I'm working with is going to be, so I'm working with 34 waist divided by 4 is 8.5. I'm going to add 2 inches to it for my darting, 1 inch of darting, and then 1 inch of seam allowance. I'm going to connect it to the bust here. Remember, for the bust, you only added 1 inch to the bust, and then for the waist, you added 2 inches. So I'm going to come down here and mark 1 inch of the back neckline. You can bring down your back neckline if you want. You can change it and make it a lower back neckline. It depends on you. So at this point now, I'm going to mark my front neck, which is going to be about let's say 3.5 inches, because I don't want it too low. It's going to be a high neck. So I'm going to connect it this way now. So first, you're going to cut out the back neckline so that you can separate the back from the front, which is this 1 inch here. I'm going to also cut out this sleeve part here. Cut out this part. And then I'm also cutting out the front neckline. And then also the shoulder slope. So guys, at this point now, I've cut out everything. So I'm going to separate the back and the front. So because I still need to change some parts of this front here. So you're going to come in at the front and measure this armhole length here. I have 9 inches. Halfway through 9 inches is going to be 4.5. On this 4.5 part, you're going to go in by half an inch here. Connect it with a straight line from the top and then with a curve below. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. So guys, I placed back the front on top of the back so that I can be able to cut out, mark my dart. So my nipple to nipple measurement is 4. I'm going to mark that here. And then I'm going to insert my dart. My dart is going to stop 1 inch before my bust, which is at 12 inch. My bust line is at 11. My dart is going to stop at 12. So I'm going to connect it all the way to this part here. Mark half an inch on each side and then connect it here. So this is basically my dart. I'm just marking all this in front here for the sake of the video. My dart at the back is also going to be at this 4 inches mark here. But the only difference now is that the back dart is going to go up to my chest line, which is up to 10 inches from the shoulder down, which is somewhere here. So my dart here is going to be longer. The same half an inch on each side is what I'm also going to mark. Guys, I think I'm going to bring down the back neckline here. I didn't see the back of this dress, but I'm going to make it my own. I'm going to just bring down the back a little bit. So I'm going to just come down here, like let's say 8 inches down. It's nothing, it's not going to be too much. If you want, you can bring yours down lower than 8 inches, but I'm going to just make my 8 inches down here, or even just let the tip of it go in a little bit more. So now I'm going to cut this out. So guys, this is the back here. I'm going to now, since the neckline in front is high, it has a puffy sleeve, I didn't want to make the back also high neck that way, but you can leave yours the way it was, but I needed to cut out a little bit from this here. So at this point now, the next thing you have to do, like I said, my dress length, so this bodice is done. My dress length is going to be 37. This is, so guys, what we are calculating here is going to be, the dress length is 37. This is my shoulder to my waist. I'm going to subtract the 17 inches I used for this here from it. So I'm going to have 20 inches to be the flare at the bottom. So these 20 inches, I'm going to split it. It depends on you how you want it to be. So I want the first tier, the first length of these 20 inches, which is going to be the flare at the bottom, the total length of the flare at the bottom. So I want the first layer to be 12 inches. So that means 12 inches on my first layer, and then I have 8 inches for the lower layer. Altogether, I'm going to get that 20 inches for the full length of the flare at the bottom, right? 12 is the first layer, 18 is the second layer. You can change it how you want. If you want the first layer to be 18, just make up the number you want, as long as it gives you the total amount of the flare, like what is supposed to be the flare at the bottom. So 18 plus 12 plus 8 is still going to give me that 20. So for the first layer, since it's going to be this 12, I'm going to add 1 inch to it, because I need half an inch at the top and half an inch at the bottom. So that's why it's going to be 13 in total when I go to cut it. Right now I'm talking about the length. Then the 8 inches for the bottom part, I'm going to add 1.5 to it. So to this one I added 1 inch, to this one I added 1.5 because I need 1 inch to fold the edge, to turn over the edge, and then I need half an inch to join this the top part of it to this first layer. So in total, this my second layer is going to be 9.5. So basically whatever, because this is going to be tiered, so however you divide your length, your first layer, add 1 inch to it, half an inch for the top, half an inch for the bottom. Your second layer, add 1.5 to it, half an inch for the top, 1 inch to fold the end. That's basically how you're going to calculate the length. And then to calculate the width, it depends on you also. What I'm going to do for my width is basically my waist measurement, which was 35, is what we calculated to be my waist measurement, right? So that my waist measurement, what I'm going to do is so guys, my first layer, the width of the fabric is going to be my waist measurement, which is 35 times 1.5 is what I'm using. If you have a lot of fabric, you can do 2 inches, but just know that if you're doing 2 inches, 2.5 yards of fabric will not be enough for you. You might want to go over even almost more than 3 yards. So you're going to times it by 1.5 or 2 inches, 2 times, sorry, not inches, 2, it depends on you, but I'm going to do times 1.5. So that's how I got 52.5 is going to be the width of my fabric. So my first layer, the width is going to be 52.5 and the length is going to be 13 inches long. So my second layer, I'm going to take that 52.5 that I got, and then I'm going to multiply it again by 1.5, and then whatever I get, which is 78 just call it 79 inches, is going to be the width of my second layer, and then 9.5 is going to be the length of my second layer. So that's how I'm going to calculate it. I've already gone ahead and cut it out. So this here, I need to add more to this so that I can get my 79. But if you look at it here, I'm going to cut fabric to join to it now. But if you look at it here now, you will see that this is 9.5 inches on the dot. 9.5. This is going to be the length, because I need half an inch at this top here so that I can be able to join it to the first layer, and then I need 1 inch here to fold this edge here. So that's basically the need for this thing. And then you see, I've already cut out my second layer. It's complete. My first layer here. So this is what I'm using for my first layer here. I'm going to join it together. So you see, it's a lot here. So I just added 1 inch to it. If you check, the length is also 13 inches on the dot. So if I place my tape now, you will see it's 13 inches on the dot. Half an inch for the top part, half an inch for the bottom part. that will leave me with the 12 inches I need. This smaller one is going to be at the bottom here. So guys, all I have to do now is to go ahead, cut out what I need. I've done all the calculation, cut out the width and the length I need, and then I'm also going to cut my sleeve. If you look at the picture, you will see that it's a puffy sleeve. So to cut the puffy sleeve, I'm going to just insert my armhole. I've folded my fabric into two. If you have more fabric, that's better, but my fabric is not a lot. So I'm going to just fold it this way, fold it again this way, and then I'm going to then insert, because I'm cutting the two sleeves at once, so it's going to be a little bit puffy. So the width I have here is basically your armhole measurement. That's what I have here, divided by 2. So that's about 10 inches or so. So you're going to come down here, insert 2 inches for your puffy part. If you have enough fabric and you want it a lot puffier than this, you can come down 3 inches. But I'm going to just do 2 inches. And then after that, I'm going to then come down 4 inches for my normal sleeve cap height, sorry. I'm going to just mark that straight line across, and then also mark this one in a straight line across. So basically, this is where my sleeve starts. All this one here is just for my the puffy part. This particular point here is where my sleeve measurement starts to count, because this here is just the part I'm going to gather in for my puffy sleeve. And then remember, you still have to add your 1 inch for your casing to the sleeve length. So from this point, you're going to calculate what you want your sleeve to be. If you want your sleeve to be 12 inches, then add 1 inch for your casing of the elastic, or 1.5 for the casing of the elastic, depending on the size of the elastic. I'm using the smallest one. And then you're also going to add your half an inch to be able to join the top part. So now what I'm going to do is just to go ahead and place my tape from this end here to this point and find the center. So the center for me is going to be about 6 inches. I'm going to mark that here, and then I'm going to connect it all the way here, and then all the way to this point. And then from this halfway through here, this halfway mark that I made here, the halfway mark that I made here, I'm also going to bring it up, because normally this would have been my sleeve. I would have cut it. This would have been my normal sleeve. I would have cut it here, but since this is going to be a puffy sleeve, from this half point here, that point that we made from the half of this line, I'm going to take this up, and now this is going to be the part for my puffy sleeve. So this part here is going to be my puffy sleeve. I'm going to go ahead and notch this part. I'm going to leave the width of this here because I'm going to use elastic to gather it together. So I'm going to just go ahead and cut this out this way. This is basically going to be my sleeve. I've notched the top part. I'm also going to split it open. So all I have to do when I go to join it, if you can see, I've notched it. So all I have to do is just gather this top part here, or this part here. I'm going to just gather it together. That way I'm going to get that puffy sleeve. You can make yours longer, like I said, but I don't want it too long. So I'm just going to go ahead now and first gather my tiered part, join my sleeve to this here, pick my darts, join the shoulder, and then insert the sleeve, and then come back and join the two together. It's here, the dress is done. As you can see, this is the end here, and then this is the back also. It has a zip. Like I said, you can make your back lower than this. I just made mine this much. So this is basically what it looks like. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Bye.